Leo, welcome back. This is your February reading. This is Crow Indigo Intuitive Tarot, and this is a reading for February. Placement Sun, Moon, Rising in Leo. General reading, so if it doesn't resonate, don't force the fit. We're going to be working with the Dreams of Gaia Tarot today. This is different from the Rider-Waite, so I'll be reading interpretations out of the book for you. I asked on Facebook what people wanted to see for February, and I got kind of a mixture. So we're going to pull one card for love. What about love? And we're going to pull a card for money. Where's my money? And we're going to pull a card for how to get out of your own way. If you feel like you're blocking yourself in some way, what do you need to address there to start moving forward on your journey? I know the setup is still not great. I was sick most of the week and my voice is still not fantastic, so I may need to pause at occasion to cough it out, but I'll do my best not to do that on camera for you. So we're starting out in matters of love with number 2, the Maiden. It's quite beautiful art in this deck. In questions of money, we have emotions. And on the question of how are you blocking yourself or how do you get out of your own way here, we have this fantastic card, which is called The Journey. Wish I could get it all in frame at the same time for you so you could see more clearly, but come on, focus. So much detail in these cards. You can see the blue light from the camera, but all right, so let's see. We're going to do some clarifying cards as well from the Linestrider Tarot, but we're going to start out first with the Maiden, number 2. You got all major arcana, some major stuff going on for you this month, it seems. Some big shifting happening. Looks like at number 2, the Maiden. Keywords: fertility, independence, self-esteem, confidence, self-expression, self-exploration, self-interest, sexuality, creativity, selfishness, codependence, timidity. Key phrases: follow your dreams, discover your passions, focus on self-discovery, address self-imposed limits and restrictions, increased independence, seek your own answers, release feelings of fear and abandonment, craving attention, needing rescue, express goals and desires, be true to yourself, acting with empathy. Meaning: the Maiden walks an unfamiliar path, but does so with confidence and grace. She has been taught by those around her that it is not selfish or conceited to follow her dreams and actively work to manifest her goals and desires. She does so without needing permission from anyone. Much like her male counterpart, the youth, the modern maiden is not afraid to ask questions, challenge the answers, and be the adventurous explorer. But while the youth explores new horizons, the maiden explores herself. The maiden is equally interested in first discovering and then nurturing her interests, and increasing her self-knowledge and exploring her waking sexuality. She forms relationships with healthy boundaries and expresses her sexuality with innocent pride and confidence. When she chooses to take a lover for the first time, it will be done without shame or fear of judgment. If she chooses to remain alone, it is not because she believes herself to be undesirable, but because she does not believe that she needs a lover in order to find happiness and fulfillment. The Maiden card is one of youthful confidence, empowerment, increasing independence. Is fertile but uses this fertile nature to create, express, and explore. She is on a journey of self-discovery, focused on learning more about who she is and what makes her happy, and she knows that her explorations in the present will give rise to a future self who knows what she wants from life and is not afraid to make it happen. In the past, the maiden was expected to do as she was told and to be true to the expectations of family and society. In the present, the maiden chooses to begin the journey towards self-awareness and empowerment. So here, I think in love, you are having kind of a renewal of sorts. You're really you know, you could be in a relationship now or not in a relationship now, but you're either way looking at what makes you happy, what really matters to you, is where you are, where you want to be. Do you want to change something about that? Is there a connection that you desire for the pleasure of being connected? Or do you prefer not to be in a connection? Because that would be where you learned and were able to grow more in your understanding of yourself. So it's a little bit ambiguous with regard to love relationships with others, but I think it's a really positive sign with regard to relationship with yourself. There's a real strong energy this month for you of getting in touch with what you want and what's good for you and what matters to you and how you want to love. With regard to money, we have the emotions card, number 19. Keywords: emotions, feelings, emotional honesty, positive emotions, negative emotions, acknowledgement, acceptance, expression. Key phrases: all emotions are necessary. How are your feelings influencing you? Use your feelings to evaluate a situation. Heed the message behind the feeling. Are you a negative or positive person? Do not prejudge the present based on the past. Practice acknowledging your feelings. Fill your day with laughter. Step back and detach emotionally. Positive emotions open you to learning. Repressing emotions creates disease. Address symptoms of emotional repression. So, how does this play with regard to money? Well, money can make us feel many different emotions, right? And the whole point of this card is to say, how do your emotions impact your life? How are the ways you feel, positive or negative, influencing your outcomes? And so with regard to money, how you feel about money, sort of questioning your preconceived understanding of what money is and what it means, will help you to improve your financial situation. The emotions card is the third of the 8 influence cards and represents the influence that our feelings and emotions have upon our choices and decisions. The positive feelings and emotions that have the most influence upon us are love, joy, gratitude, peace or serenity, hopefulness, inspiration, amusement, pride, awe, and curiosity. We also feel a range of negative emotions, with the prime example being fear, anger, disgust, jealousy, sadness, regret, loss, and hate. The key message of the emotions card is that feelings and emotions are neither good nor bad. All are necessary, and each and every emotion we experience has both a positive and a negative element to its nature. Positive and negative exist in all that influence us, whether it be a single thought, belief, experience, or an emotion. So, we are told that positive emotions open up our focus and inspire us to be curious, to learn, and to retain information. Negative emotions focus and narrow our attention to ensure we deal with an issue. But feelings of joy can blind us to warning signs, just as anger or fear can blind us to opportunities and experiences that will bring us joy. They say love is blind, and it can make us blind to many things we should address, but are afraid to, because to do so might place our relationship at risk. I'm going to take a sip of water. Hold on. While we may experience anger when somebody crosses our boundaries, that emotion can serve us by providing the impetus we need to end a toxic relationship. In the same way, fear can serve to warn us of impending danger, which in turn can keep us safe from harm. When we feel regret, we are offered the opportunity to realign our values and to set goals and act on them. When we experience jealousy, we can see it as an invitation to look within and address neglect within ourselves, or a lack or imbalance within our relationships. In these and many other ways, negative emotions can have a positive influence by helping us see what is amiss in our lives and even how it can be addressed. Emotions, both positive and negative, and the positive and negative aspects of each emotion itself, can have a great influence upon our decision-making process. So, This card really is talking about how emotions are impacting how you deal with your emotions, the emotions that you haven't dealt with in relation to money is what's affecting your money questions this month. Let's take a look at the third card here, which is about how are you kind of blocking yourself? Where are you getting in your own way? It's card number 18, and that is Journey. It's quite a beautiful card. I mean, so many of them are really. Let's see. Is it? No, 17, sorry, not 18. 17, Journey. I know the lighting is still terrible in here. I'm still getting used to the setup and trying to find the right way to do this. And this week was kind of a wash because I was sick all week. So, Journey, keywords, experience, character, the past, cause and effect, consequence, conditioning, environment, external influence, providence. Key phrases. You are created by your experiences. Your character is shaped by your past. How does your past influence you? Are you reliving your past in the present? That's an interesting one, huh? Are you reliving your past in the present? Smile over the good and make peace with the bad. Choose quality experiences. Act with reason and purpose. Avoid involvement in unwanted conflict. Create happy memories. Learn from your journey. Don't make your truths a prison. This day is yours to shape. Meaning. The Journey card represents the first of the 8 influence cards. Your life journey, your past, is made up of choices, experiences, and moments that have shaped and created the person you are in the present. You are the sum total of all that you have experienced, and your journey and the person it has manifested plays a foundational role in every choice and decision you make. Your journey has influenced your personality and character. You have been shaped by your successes and failures, triumphs and mistakes. One second. Sorry about that. I had to let the cat out of the room. All right. Your journey has influenced your personality and character. You have been shaped by your successes and failures, triumphs and mistakes, heartbreaks and healings. The moment you have been alone, and the moments you have been alone, and the moments you have shared with others. Your journey has shaped your likes and dislikes, your biases, your beliefs, and has governed all action. If you look back at your life, you will see that you have moved through from one moment and experience to the next. You have faced obstacles and overcome them, and you have had moments that have brought you so low you did not believe that you could continue to live. You have had your heart broken and believed it would never heal, but it did, and once it healed, you then traveled forward to the next moment, forever changed. The choices you made from that point onward were influenced by what the past taught you. You have also experienced times of intense joy and bliss, where the moment has been perfect. You have loved with every fiber of your being, laughed until you cried. These moments have also had their influence, for they have made you lighter in spirit and moved you forward. The Journey card represents the life you have led and will lead, and how it has shaped you, changed you, created you, and influenced every choice you have ever made and will make, and every experience you have ever had and ever will have. So, pardon me, what we have here, the question is, what is blocking you? And I think you have to evaluate where you are too wound up in what your journey has been, such that it's keeping you from moving into what your journey will be, if that makes sense. I hope it makes sense. We're going to do clarifying cards, but I think it's this identification with who you have been that is blocking who you will be. If something is is, if you're in your own way in some aspect, if you're holding yourself back, it's because you're too focused on everything you've gone through that's created who you are today. You're still processing. I think that's what I want to say. You're still processing all of what has happened and all that you've seen and done and been. And because of that backlog of processing, you're not able to step forward. And we'll take a look at what the cards say, but I think sometimes we stay in that place of ruminating and considering and reconsidering where we've been and who we've been and what we've done and what we've learned, because we're afraid to move into the next chapter of our lives. With regard to love, there's some mystery here and some intuition. Getting in touch with your inner voice is really important right now for you in February with regard to your sexuality and your sense of self and your growth as a human. 3 of Swords reversed tells me that you're healing from something. You are part of this personal growth and getting to understand yourself better and deciding what you want and what matters to you from a connection perspective, what would make you happy, what's right for you, not right for anyone else in your life, but for you. Part of that is to do with healing. A really deep wound. A really deep wound that now, it's still in the process of healing, but it can begin to heal now. There's something physical about yourself that you're not really comfortable with right now. Something about your body, your physical body, that you're not really accepting. It's blocking you a little bit with regards to really loving yourself, and I'm not sure what that is. It probably is very different for each of you. But that's something that you need to deal with if you're to grow as a human being and to feel love, pure love for yourself and for others. Whatever needs healing, it looks like it may be a physical thing that needs healing. An acceptance of your physical self. So with money, the 6 of Pentacles, it's sort of a reward here if you're able to really dive deep and explore how your emotional beliefs, how your preconditioned or the things you're telling yourself about money are getting in the way of you being comfortable financially, materially. If you're able to address those things and to understand there are no bad emotions, it's okay. You feel what you feel. You can get to a place where you are quite comfortable financially and that you're in a space to be able to share what you have generously with others. Something needs to end, though, financially, so a new beginning can occur. If you're in a situation where I don't know, maybe you have a loan to pay back, or maybe you have a job that needs to be left to go to a new job. Some ending that makes space for a new beginning and that has a financial aspect to it. And again, we have your intuition. The Moon, the High Priestess, they both speak to trusting your intuition, listening to that inner voice of knowing within you. With regard to where you're blocked and this over-identification with your journey, with the past, a focus on the past, the processing of the past that's not done yet. What do we have here, Spirit, for Leo? For clarification. Knight of Cups. It's a strong romantic love, usually, is how I read that card. And 4 of Wands in reverse. So I think part of what you're looking at is a marriage that did not work, or love that was meant to be a marriage that did not end up, you didn't end up marrying this person that you love quite deeply. And you're not able to move forward because you're kind of focusing on the regret of that situation. you feel like there was this this moment of sun and joy and absolute joy and bliss, and that it's gone. And because of that feeling, because of the focus on this piece of your journey, your thinking is rather negative at the moment, because you're kind of steeped in regret and loss and feeling like, that's it. That's my deal. I had a chance and I lost it. And that's not what Spirit wants you to feel here. What Spirit wants you to focus on is the fact that that's part of you. It's a very big part of who you are. That experience has really had an influence on your development, of you becoming you. But it is not your full story. This is the past, and you are blocked by being too focused on that past. You have a future, you have a present and a future, and they're going to be magnificent if you can find a way to shift your perspective and shift your focus onto present and future as opposed to your past. I'm going to pull one oracle card for you now, Oracle of Mystical Moments, to wrap things up for the month, Leo, and we have number 48, Butterfly Garden. Focus on her face. Come on. There we go. Got a butterfly in her hair. Number 48. Let's read to you from the book. Butterfly Garden. Curiosity, discovery, small moments in life. A woman holds a blooming flower in her hand. As she gazes toward the sky, on her head sits a butterfly, closely examining the purple petals. Enjoying the situation, the woman stands still and quietly soaks in her surroundings. She does not want to disturb the scene. In our daily life, there are so many possible moments that could be precious, if we would just take the time to notice them. Be mindful of your surroundings and pay attention. Ask, why is that there? And then make connections. Small observations can lead to great discoveries. It really feels like a time in February of you just observing your life and the moments of your day, and getting in touch with what you want, what would serve you, what would feel good for you. This is about pleasure and love of the body, of the physical self, of your interaction with others. I'm not saying that you're necessarily going to take a lover, but that's not out of the realm of possibility. There's something really lovely here about learning to accept healing and learning to accept your body the way it is today. Healing and learning that your journey is so pivotal to who you have become, but it is not all of who you are or ever will be. Understanding that for your finances, there is great potential here if you trust your intuition and if you explore your feelings about money and the things you take for granted. Just examples there, like money doesn't grow on trees. People say that, and we grow up hearing this, and then we start to think that it's rare. Why must it be rare? It doesn't need to be. You could easily hold an opposing view that said, there's always going to be enough money for me. I will always have more money than I need. And if you can truly believe that in your heart, thoughts are things, right? So start to question your thoughts, start to question your perspective. And I think that's a lot of what February is about. It's pretty positive, actually. The whole sense of this reading is about healing and growing and shifting and making your life and your mindset one that serves you better, one that makes you happier. So I hope that it's a great February for you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for letting me read for you. It's always an honor to do so. And thank you for your likes, shares, and subscribes. Sorry, I have a cough drop in my mouth. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so. We'd love to have you be part of our crew here. And we do weeklies and monthlies. So I will see you next time, Leo. Blessings.